Yesterday we spoke about how Hashem, he told Moshe Rabbeinu that he wants him to take the mateh. And it's not enough that Moshe Rabbeinu is just going to go and take the people out of Egypt and do miracles. Hashem specifically wants him, Moshe Rabbeinu, to take a mateh, and with this mateh, he's going to take them out of Egypt. Why is it that Hashem wants Moshe Rabbeinu to come with a mateh? Why is that important? He could have done the plagues without the mateh. He could have taken them out of Egypt without the mateh. Now, we know that this mateh was not a regular mateh. The mateh that we're talking about over here is the mateh that happened specifically that Moshe Rabbeinu didn't just get this mateh from nowhere. First of all, the mateh of Moshe Rabbeinu, we know, just to explain to you how important this mateh is, we know that the Arizal, he told his students that there's a hidush that I have to tell you, and this hidush I want to tell you is something that if I tell it to you, I'm going to die. It's such a deep hidush, and I'm not going to reveal it. Now, what was the hidush that he revealed to them? That it says, oh, Hashem tells Moshe, take the staff, the mateh, throw it on the floor, and it'll turn into a snake. So Moshe takes the staff, he throws it on the floor, and it turns into a snake. And what does it say? Moshe Rabbeinu, he runs away. Now he asks the question, what does it mean that Moshe Rabbeinu runs away? Why is Moshe Rabbeinu running away from a snake if Hashem just told him? And Hashem is right there. Now we're talking about Moshe Rabbeinu, who is the greatest of all Nevi'im. He didn't have prophecy when he was sleeping. Moshe Rabbeinu had prophecy when he was awake, talking to Hashem. So you're a person, you're going to be afraid. You're a person that you're running away from the snake. These are deep things. You know, the snake, the Rizal taught, is the Yetzer Hara. Because the Nahash that it got Chava to do the sin, and got Adam to do the sin. This Nahash is the Yetzer Hara. And what does it mean that he's supposed to grab it by the znavo, by the tail of the snake? Which means the Yetzer Hara, you can't sometimes win him straight up. You can't fight the Yetzer Hara head on. You have to sometimes come after the snake tail. The little wins, the small little tails, that's where you're able to win the Yetzer Hara. Just to tell you that this mateh is not a simple mateh. Every part of the story we said yesterday is very important, because we said these words are teaching you lessons. You know, how do you know that you're not allowed to turn on fire on Shabbat? How do you know you're allowed to do the 39 actions of Shabbat? 39 malachot on Shabbat. The Torah doesn't even tell us the details of malachot of Shabbat. So how do we know it? Because you learn it out from the Mishkan. So Aaron says, so why did you just tell it to me? You know, you're telling me about Moshe Rabbeinu with the snake, with the staff. You're telling me about the details of everything is coming to teach you, again, not what to do in life, but how to be, what type of person you're going to be. And these are lessons that teach you what type of behavior you're supposed to have. So it's teaching you something in the mateh. Now, why did Moshe Rabbeinu have to have the mateh to begin with? Now, what is this mateh? We know that this mateh was something that Moshe Rabbeinu took it with him when he went and he fought against Amalek. He had the mateh. When Moshe Rabbeinu, he dealt with Korah, he had the mateh. When Moshe Rabbeinu, he hit the rock, he was using the mateh. Something's with this mateh. And we also find that the story of this mateh didn't start by Moshe Rabbeinu. Where did it start from? It says that this staff was created by Ben Hashmashot. There were 10 things. Mishnah Navot tells us that Hashem created Ben Hashmashot, right? And for the things that Hashem created on Ben Hashmashot, there are certain things that Hashem created in Ben Hashmashot by twilight. Now, those things that Hashem created by twilight must be that they were very important for the Jewish people. And one of those things that was created by twilight was specifically specifically the Mateh of Moshe Rabbeinu. Why that's so great? Now, this Mateh of Moshe Rabbeinu went from Adam Arishon, it went to Hanoch. From Hanoch, it went to Noah. From Noah, it went to Shem. From Shem, it went to Avraham. From Avraham to Yitzhak. Yitzhak to Yaakob. Yaakob to Yosef. Yosef had it in the palace. And when Yosef died, all of his property was confiscated by Paro. So they took also Yosef's staff. They also took Yosef's staff. So what did they do with Yosef's staff? Yitro found it in the office, in the palace of Paro. He took it with him. He took the staff as important. Where did he put it? He put it in his backyard. Now nobody was able to take the staff out of the backyard of Moshe Rabbeinu. You know, there's a Disney movie, The Sword and the Stone. That there was this prince, this guy, this kid. He took the sword out of the stone. Only one. He was the next warrior, next leader, the king of the. Moshe Rabbeinu came to Paro's and Yitro's house. Nobody was able to take the staff out of the backyard of Yitro. Moshe Rabbeinu comes, he pulls the staff out of the backyard of Yitro. Something with the staff. That's it. Not only that, it also tells us we know it says that when Mashiach's going to come, the Yaakob Shimoni tells us in Chokat, Yaakob Shimoni tells us in Chokat that Mashiach's going to come to redeem the people. He's going to also take this Mateh of Moshe. So you see, this is following through so many different scenarios, so different parts of the story. Nobody wants from this. The boys. Enjoy the class. So we see about Moshe Rabbeinu that he takes the staff. There was something that was very important that was written on the staff. On the staff of Moshe Rabbeinu, what does it say? It says Hashem's name. Some opinions say it says the names of the 12 Shvatim. And there's also, for sure, it says on the staff, the letters Netzach, Adash, Be'ahav. What does Netzach, Adash, Be'ahav stand for? Netzach, Adash, Be'ahav, what does it stand for? Dam, Tzvardeya, Kinim, Arov, Dever, Shahim, Barat, Arveh, Hoshech, Makat, Meforot. There's a whole other one coming out.
Was this written?
What?
This was written when Abraham had the stick?
Yes.
All that before?
The name of Hashem Yud Kei was on the stick.
He did like 12 names. I was also on.
There's a Midrash that also says that.
So they was engraved from before they were born, let's say?
Yes. Yeah, we're going to also find there's a Midrash that tells us that the names of Reuven, Shimon, and Yehuda are all telling us about the Geulah, about the redemption. Ma alamateh. Yes, shita kazu b'midrash. What does it mean to say when you have the names of Netzach, Adash, Be'ahav on the Mateh? What does that mean? It means to tell us that there's going to be the 10 plagues. And Hashem tells Moshe, take this staff, and with this staff, you're going to do the makot. You're going to do 10 plagues with this staff. Now, on the night of the Seder, we're supposed to say the 10 makot. Dam, Tzvardeya, Kini, Marov. And then also to say Netzach, Adash, Be'ahav. have. Why is it so important to say that Tzach Hadash Be'ahav Simanim? What's so important? There's an explanation to this of a great rabbi who died in the World War II in the Holocaust. And he says something amazing. When Hashem tells Moshe Rabbeinu, I want you to go to tell Paro to take them out of Egypt, what does he say? Beni Bechori Yisrael. Tell Paro, Beni Bechori Yisrael. My firstborn son is Yisrael. Why is that so important? To tell me, Beni Bechori Yisrael, my firstborn son is Yisrael. Why is that important now? What does it mean? Rashi tells us that at that moment, at the moment that the Jews went through the entire 400 years, so now Hashem says, now I sign the document that the Jewish people, they are considered the Bechor of Hashem. There's a document that Yaakob, he bought from Esav, the firstborn rights. At this point, Beni Bechori Yisrael, he said, Yaakov Avinu, he's my Bechor. Now he signs it, Hashem. Now Hashem says, this is what I agree to that. That Yaakov is the Bechor of Yitzhak. And he takes over from the Brit Ben Abetarim of Avraham Avinu, the 400 years. So, what does it mean? Beni Bechori Yisrael. It means that on the letters of the Tzach Hadash Be'ahav, what does those words mean? You know the song that they sing when somebody gets married? What does Ditza mean? Joy. Ditza means joy. What does Adash mean? Adash is lentils. What did Yaakov buy the firstborn rights from Esav? From the lentils. What does Be'ahav mean? Be'ahav. The brother. The Detzach means your happiness. Adash for the Adashim, the lentils that you bought for your brother, that is Hayam. That is your joy. Which means to say that when we were going through the entire Egypt, we were thinking, what the hell's going on here? Why are we having all these pain and suffering? And we have to go through this craziness of Egypt. And Hashem says to you, you think that I wasn't there? You think that I didn't know what you're going through? You think that I'm not involved? You know, by the Makat Dam, every one of the Makot, how long was the Makkah for? The Makkah was for 1 week, and then for 3 weeks, they didn't have a Makkah. They were recuperating. Now Hashem didn't just do one Makkah and blow them all out of the water. Hashem specifically, He brings a Makkah for a week, and then for the next 3 weeks, there's a break. The whole 10 Makkot took 10 months. Now, why did they have to have 3 weeks of a break after the plague of the week? Because the 3 weeks that they had was to learn up the Makkah that just happened. Now, in every part of the Makkah, there was all types of things that were showing you special, important messages that Hashem knows, and He does things midah keneged midah, measure for measure. And if you look in the Makkah of Dam, you'll see that one of the things that happened there was a miracle. The Jews became very rich from the Makkah of Dam. Because we say that the Pasuk says that the fish that were in the Nile, they stunk, they died. And the Nile was the god of the Egyptians, and that was their source of life. And now, it's all dead. The fish died. So now the Egyptians were all going to die. There's no water. If you squeeze an orange, squeeze an apple, turn it into blood. So, in order for you to have water, you needed to pay for the Jew to give you the water. Now, what happened was, there were some Egyptians who didn't want to pay the Jew. So they take a straw, they put a straw in a cup, and the other Jew puts a straw in a cup, and they're both drinking from the same cup of water. And what comes into the straw of the Egyptian is blood, and the straw of the Egyptian is Jew is water. Now, what does that show you? That shows you that down to the greatest detail, that exactly the water that's coming to you in the straw, that water is decided by Hashem. When you drink from the water straw, which water comes to me from the straw? Hashem is involved? Yes. Hashem's involved in the water in the straw. So when you think that he didn't realize what's going on in Mitzrayim, he realizes what's going on in Mitzrayim. And he puts you there, you know why? Because right now, you're getting ready to become the continuation of Avraham, Yitzhak, and Yaakov. That you're going to be the ones that are going to bring to the world this lesson, the lesson that Hashem loves you. You know why Hashem loves you? Because a lot of times a person thinks in life that the reason why I have what I have is just because it happened to be. Like imagine a child who has an older brother. Anybody who has an older child in their family that they feel that the schools that my parents put me into is because my older sibling was there. So I went in that path. Hashem said, no. Every single one of every single Jew is all B'li Bechori Yisrael. Each one is a Bechor. It's not that you're in it because of somebody else. Hashem says, every child, I did it for you. For every single Jew, there's a reason why you had to go through this. There's a reason why because I love my firstborn and I know this is good for him. It's not because it's the default that according to my B'rirat Mehdal, because the older child, are we putting this child also in the same system? No. Every child is exactly in the system that's good for him. You are now the Bechor. You are now the Bechor. Be happy. Realize that the entire story of Egypt was for a purpose. You know, Moshe Rabbeinu, he says, he was very upset when he sees the babies of the Jews are being put inside the bricks. And he says, I can't see this. I can't see this. Hashem says, you know what? You can't see it? So I'll let you take out one of the kids. I'll let you take out one of the kids from the wall. He takes out a child. Who's that child? Micha. Now Micha notices when he gets older that Yaakob, when Moshe Rabbeinu was taking the Jews out of Egypt, he has to take the body of Yosef with him. And Yosef's body was at the bottom of the Nile, and he comes with a letter of Hashem's name on it, and he throws it into the water. And what happens? It starts to rise to the top of the water. Micha jumps into the water to take that little piece of paper that has the name of Hashem on it. And he takes it, puts it in his pocket. The Jews leaving out of Egypt. They're going to the sea, the Yam Suf. Everybody went through except for one person. You know who didn't go through? Micha. He didn't believe. But then he sees them all going through. He says, you know what? Second thought, maybe I should go also. Micha goes in after the waters fell, after the Jews all died. Also, one little guy, one little teenager, troublemaker, he comes through the water, right? The water splits again, but just for Micha. He has tshuva. He says, I made a mistake. I should have went through the water. You know something? Second thought. I should have went through the water. He comes to Eretz Yisrael. Further, in the desert, when Moshe Rabbeinu was a little bit late, according to their calculations, and they have the gold, and Aaron is trying to buy time, and they're taking gold and they're putting it into the fire. What does Micha do? He takes out that piece of paper from his pocket that has Hashem's name on it. He throws it into the fire, and that egel, that golden calf, starts to talk. The golden calf starts to say, I am your God that took you out of Egypt. From the letter of Micha. And that caused a tremendous destruction. The worst sin of the Jewish people is what is the pasuk? Which means to say that bad smell at the exact time of the exact connection of the Jews at Har Sinai. And then he gets to Eretz Yisrael. His mother has money. Micha takes his mother's money, steals it. And she curses the one who took the money. He feels bad, Micha, that his mother's cursing him. He gives it back to her. She says, you know what? I didn't want to take it back to myself. I said, I don't want it. Just the one who stole it from me, I was cursing him. She says, okay, now what are we going to do with it? She says, you know what? I don't know. They decided together, they're going to build Pesel Micha. They built an Avodah Zarah. And who was the child? Who was the one who was walking around looking for a job? Moshe Rabbeinu's grandson through Gershom, Yonatan, looking for a job. So maybe you want to be the priest of the Avodah Zarah? Yes. This is what brought Avodah Zarah into Israel. And then when Yeravam ben Nevat, there's an opinion that who's Nevat? Nevat is Micha. There's an opinion like that. Yeravam ben Nevat, he's the son of Micha. There's an opinion that he's a student of Micha's Avodah Zarah. And all of the Avodah Zarah and Eretz Yisrael happened because of this child. That he brought Avodah Zarah with him through the Yam Suf from Egypt. To teach you this lesson. That what's happening, every single thing that's happening, is for a reason. And Moshe Rabbeinu says, "Az Yashir Moshe to fix the az u'maz bati leParo davar b'shmecha." He fixed it by the shishim. Says, "I see now why everything makes sense." You don't see it at the moment, but that's the purpose of all the plagues, to show you that Hashem is in charge, show you that Hashem is watching over, to show that Hashem cares, Hashem is involved, and Hashem loves us.